How to find your vision. What does your vision look like? What is a vision? When people talk about it, it's so esoteric, and all I think about is Steve Jobs and Apple. Ironically, I'm recording this on an iPhone 5. But what is a vision? It's simple. People make it sound so cool, and only certain people have it. And in all reality, every single one of us has a vision, has the ability to create our own vision, and a good vision, a damn good vision for each of us. Sometimes people's visions correlates to the public better than others. But guess what? You're not living at the expense of other people. You develop your own vision by developing goals. When you have lots and lots of goals, you look for patterns in those goals. The ones that are in common, the goals that tend to be in the same subject matter and show up the most, those tend to lead you into the vision for your life, the ultimate, what you want your life to look like. What do I mean by that? What I do is I have these journals, and I call them journals, but I don't ever really journal. I like to make to-do lists more. I like to take my thoughts, put them in to-do lists, and take notes. And I have like 20 journals in my drawer. All it is, page after page, is to-do lists. Things I want to do, things I want to be thankful for, places I want to travel, people I want to meet, traits of my ideal relationship, my idea for what my kids would be like. Hell, names for my kids. It could be anything. Doesn't matter. The thing that I do, though, is that once I make the list, sometimes I just delete it. Because I do it on this thing called Evernote, and I love that because I can just make the list, scrap it all, start over again. And the beautiful thing is that humans are amazing at self-improvement. The thing is, you have to iterate constantly. And I can speak for that from experience. So what you do is you go get yourself something like a journal, use Trello, use Evernote, use Simple To-Do, doesn't matter what it is. Use a grocery list. Use the backside of a receipt. What you start doing with that receipt, though, on the back of it, is you start writing a square. Next to that square, you write a goal that you would want in your life. Start with just general stuff you want to accomplish in your life. When you're done with that, give it a day, think on it, think about the list you made, go through each one. You know, if I had that right now, and I was on my deathbed, would I really want that? By using that technique, I was able to really get a lot of the stuff that, this sounds nice, and I wouldn't turn my nose up at it, Alan Watts, but it's not really what I want. No. What I really want is to be happy. I want my family to be happy. I want my kids to be able to look up to me. Personal goals. Coming from an alcoholic family, those tend to be things that I would idealize in my ideal life. So how I'm building that is by further and further defining what I would like the vision for my life to look like. And you just throw out that list, make a new one. Maybe the next time you can accomplish some of the goals on them. Maybe not. One of my favorite ones to do, though, is I made a list of people that I wanted to thank and things I wanted to thank them for. Talk about being a little self-conscious when you go up to thank people. I was afraid they would reject my compliment for whatever reason. I don't know. It was a great way of developing self-confidence, though. Which was one of the things in my vision for myself. The other thing was developing something that I could be freely creative in. And guess what? I'm in the middle of my own business right now, and I do the software for it where I feel I can be, when I have a blank text editor, it's my canvas. I can make whatever I want in there. And I'm able to get better at it and master a skill, which is huge for people because humans love to improve, love to get better. That's where egos come from. I'm better than you. I improve more than you. That kind of stuff. But as you create list after list of goals, look for patterns. Look for common traits. Personally, for travel, I ended up putting a lot of like adventure, like I have an Indiana Jones mentality. I have a lot of like Nepal, India, Africa, out in the looking at on top of ruins, going through jungles, that kind of stuff. That's where I want to travel. That's where I want to be. I don't want to be in a resort. I want to have a machete and I want to be going through the jungle. Another thing for family. As I made list after list after list, I realized, you know, I could have an ideal partner. I could have amazing kids. But what I'm saying is, I want to be an amazing person. I want to be somebody that when I go to sleep, I can be proud of what I did that day. And so can my kids. I want to be someone my kids can look up to. So the vision of my life became less about other people and what I wanted them to look like in my life, and more about who I wanted to be and the types of people I wanted to attract because I was that way. But to wrap it up, make lists. Throw those lists out after you think about them. Make another list. See if you can act on it. Do it again. You'll get closer and closer every single time. It's hard in the beginning. I'm probably 4 years from what I would consider a zero, and starting from zero vision of what I want my life to look like. And while I'm much better at it now and I have a much clearer idea of where I want to go, I still do this every single day. That's why I'm doing this channel. I want to be able to define who I am, and I want to be able to define through questions how I think about the world and how I perceive people. So if you have any questions or would love to discuss, please comment. I'll do my best to reply.